You've fasted, you've sown seeds, you've prayed until your voice cracked, yet poverty clings like a second skin. Bills multiply, opportunities vanish. The miracle feels just out of reach, even though you're doing everything right. I've watched thousands of sincere believers suffer this same cycle, not because God is absent, but because something invisible is intercepting your blessings. Stay with me. This truth may change your financial destiny forever. My name is Adumensima. I was born into the Abosom lineage of the Volta region, a bloodline of ritual custodians who served the earth spirits for 3 generations. At 16, I was anointed as the keeper of the silent contract. In my coven, we studied the spiritual ledger of families, tracking every tithe, every vow, every hidden oath. We didn't just perform rituals, we mapped the soul's depth. For 12 years, I enforced the agreements that kept people bound, even those who called themselves Christians. I know the mechanics of the blockade. What I'm about to reveal are the 5 silent laws of spiritual poverty. Laws I helped enforce from the other side. These are not theories. They are operational principles used in the unseen realm to nullify blessing, even in the lives of praying believers. One of them will shock you. It's not about your income. It's about a date you've forgotten. Your prayers went weak. They were blocked. Malachi 3:8-10 says, "Will a man rob God? Yet you've robbed me." But you say, "How have we robbed you?" In tithes and offerings. In our coven, we tracked tithes like currency. If a believer gave 10% but kept the first harvest from land consecrated to an ancestral spirit, their tithe was void. We called it dual allegiance. In Kumasi, a market woman tithed faithfully every Friday. But every new yam harvest, she offered the first tuber to her grandmother's shrine. For 7 years, her stall remained poor. When she burned the shrine offering bowl after confessing, her sales tripled in 2 weeks. This one is silent because the church never teaches it. Tithing without covenant purity is spiritual accounting fraud. Your prayers went weak. They were blocked. Deuteronomy 28:15-18 warns, "Cursed is the man who does not obey the Lord your God. Cursed shall be your basket and your kneading trough." This curse activates through blood oaths, not just rituals. In Benin City, a pastor's son inherited a family vow made in 1947. His grandfather swore his firstborn son's prosperity would belong to the river spirit if the family avoided Christian worship. The son studied theology, preached every Sunday, but never broke the oath. He built a church, yet his business failed. When he publicly renounced the oath at the riverbank, with a Bible in hand and salt on his tongue, his first contract came within 11 days. Bloodline covenants override personal faith, unless broken. Your prayers went weak. They were blocked. Jeremiah 17:5 says, "Cursed is the man who trusts in man and makes flesh his strength, whose heart turns away from the Lord." In Port Harcourt, a nurse prayed daily for promotion. She wore a small charm, a carved ivory tooth given by her aunt to open doors. She didn't worship it. She just trusted it. For 11 years, she stayed in the same position. On the 11th anniversary of receiving it, the same day she skipped confession, her application was denied. She burned the charm the next morning. Within 48 hours, she was appointed head of department. The charm wasn't evil. The timing of her trust was evil. Your prayers went weak. They were blocked. Ephesians 4:27 commands, "Do not give the devil a foothold." In Oyo, a university lecturer fasted every January for 17 years, a vow to the moon spirit for academic success. In year 18, he broke it. He said, "I'm a Christian now," to his family. That same night, his phone buzzed. His biggest research grant was revoked. By dawn, 3 collaborators had pulled out. We used his broken vow as a legal warrant. His prayers after that had no authority because he gave the enemy a doorway. Fasting vows without breaking occult attachments are spiritual traps. Your prayers went weak, they were blocked. 1 John 1:9 declares, "If we confess our sins, he is faithful and just to forgive us our sins and to cleanse us from all unrighteousness." In Cape Coast, a widow came to church every Sunday, but she'd been initiated to the Kunde cult as a teenager. She never spoke of it. For 22 years, her finances stagnated, no matter how she sowed. The night she finally confessed it to a pastor and renounced it with tears, her late husband's pension, long delayed, was approved the next morning. Silence is a spiritual contract. Confession is a key. I share this not to frighten you, but to equip you. Poverty is not your destiny, even if it's been your pattern. Every block I described has a spiritual key, and every key is in your hand today. Here is your path. First, confess and renounce, not in fear, but in authority. Second, remove every object, app, photo, or contact tied to your past. Third, tithe and give only from a clean altar. No dual loyalty. You are not fighting poverty. You are reclaiming covenant ground, and the God of Malachi still opens windows. Someone you know is praying hard but still broke right now. Share this. Comment freedom if you are playing this tonight. This is exposed by an insider, where hidden things are exposed for your freedom.